got a destination?
No, I was just riding for an hour and go by that. Because I'm telling you, I'm just like...
Figure it out. I'm going to do this video then. Shit. You ain't had to tell me twice or 3 times. You didn't have to tell me once. Shit.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I'm okay, either the hotel or just pull up somewhere.
All right, I'm live.
I'm sorry.
Woo, baby.
This is the only one that I think of. I think it's just...
Nope, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I'll be too scared.
I'll be petrified.
Like
Scared.
Scabies or something.
Might catch a thing or two.
We'll be right after.
Let's just do the river
Yeah.
and then figure it out from there.
We want to get another offering libation.
Nope. We did it yesterday. So yeah, let me do this real quick for the family. This is on super speed warp version of Saturn is Shiva, is Sheba, is 7. Okay? 7 is the day of rest. 7 is the how many chakras you have in the classical number of planets. But those planets are not planets in the sky. Those planets are stars, but those stars are not stars in the sky. Those stars are chakras, but if you're not aware of your chakras, that means you're not aware of your endocrine glands. And if you're not aware of your endocrine glands, you're not aware of the hormones that those glands secrete. I say gland secrete when I meant to say gland secrete, okay? If you're not aware of that, then you are producing, say for instance, you're in fear or you're sad or you're angry. You're not hurting anybody but yourself. What do I mean by that? Because you are producing the hormones that are hurting yourself long term. So let's deal with this. Archons in religion. So archons are the gods, the Buddhas, the what's the dude's name? Allah, Jehovah, El Shaddai, all of Elohim, all of these particular words represent archons, and they're powerful beings that create the physical reality. Now, the physical reality is dope, but they are not so powerful that they create the human soul. But us being human souls, we have more power than the archons because we can create physical realities too. Even more so, the archons don't even create physical realities. Humans create physical realities because humans adopt the personalities of these archons without realizing that it's a deeper realization that it can tap into being the human soul. But for most people, they're just so amazed by the physical reality, whether it's their cars, their homes, their women, their men, their bodies. All of these are physical creations. And these are great things, but they are not the generator for those great things. The generator for those great things are within you, which is the soul. So to understand the soul, we can deal with astrology, but I deal with a specific kind of astrology, esoteric astrology, and I bring those planets inside your body. And we align those planets with your glandular nodes. Very simple. One of the archons is an archon by the name of Sabbath. Now, Sabbath, if you externalize Sabbath, it's a powerful deity. Saturn and Sabbath, Shiva, 7, Sheba, powerful deities. All of these within the Kabbalistic sphere of life resonate with the energy of Binah. Binah is the grandmother of the energy sphere. So Saturn is the grandmother, Sheba is the grandmother, Shiva is the grandmother, the third eye is the grandmother, the moon is the grandmother. All of these entities, if we worship them outside of us, we would no doubt call it God and say that you're an amazing entity. But you're doing it a disservice. That energy is alive and kicking within your body at this present moment, and it is called a kundalini gland, a perineum, a pelvic floor. And you can engage with Saturn, you could observe Saturn through kundalini exercises, through kundalini yoga. Do you have to do this every day? I mean, do you have to do this specifically on Saturday? No, you can do this shit every day. But if you think that this is a powerful God and externalize it, then you will worship it and be like, but where is Saturn at? Show me Saturn walking the streets. You'll never be able to do it. I'll tell you exactly where Saturn at. Saturn is in you doing your kundalini or your root locks, raising your root chakra, raising your kundalini. That's Saturn. And Sabbath, the day that the Jews observe as a day of rest, is a deeper understanding of your spiritual powers. In the book of Revelations, Zachary Lansdowne identifies the basic chakra or the root chakra as the last chakra to be activated, because we initially come back to this and we start with this. Meaning that you start at the kundalini gland and you end at the kundalini gland. You're doing kundalini yoga, you're waking up your kundalini because you realize that at a conscious level you don't know shit. But you have all of this spiritual intelligence inside of you, but you need to engage it. You need to awaken it up. But if you're only concerned with what's happening outside of you, then you never put the eyes on the inside. You never have insight and see how fucking powerful you are, how powerful you are. How powerful you are. This is the point of this shit. But the hardest part is that I cannot convey to you that you need not to be skeptic when it comes to your ancestors and how much they have your favor in their hearts. But if you have skepticism into that, there's nothing that I can do to bring you back to that connection. So, moving forward. The metaphysics of Sabbath, where they mess it up, they say that it's a connection to Jehovah, where Jehovah and Sabbath and El Shaddai and Elohim and Adonai, these are all separate entities. These are real live entities, believe it or not. They just mask themselves in your energy. Meaning that they call themselves Mars, they call themselves Saturn. Because Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, the moon, the sun are within you. They're within you before they're with anything else. I'll do you one better. Your observation of the celestials are the activation of the celestials. And if you think that the celestials are outside of you, you will observe them at an external point. But I'm here to tell you that everything celestial, everything universal is within you, but you lack the insight to see it. That is the only thing. So the ruler over earth and heaven, being your Sabbath, being your root chakra, is the reality. You are the ruler of earth and heaven. All hosts, thoughts, forces, and activities in one's whole organism in the mind being heaven and the body being earth. So how you think is a reflection of your insight. Your insight is a reflection of your clarity and purity of thought. One of the most dirtiest thoughts a person can have is the thought of not being supreme, not being Christ consciousness, not raising your chakras, not doing the spiritual work. So Saturday, is ultimately a day of separation. Let's look at this. Saturdays are the most popular day for funerals in America. Sundays are the least busiest days for funerals. Meaning to say that a majority of funerals is many days to schedule, but they gonna schedule the funerals on Saturday, the day of Saturn, the person who has a sickle that separates your body from earth, or your mind from heaven. See, where we think is we're connecting our body to mind. We're connecting our body to the earth through grounding. Your body is the earth, but you do not that's not conjecture. That's not some fly shit to say. No, your body is the earth. If you jump up, the earth will bring it back down. Talking about Hebrew, and we ride by some Hebrew Israelites, probably about the 1,000th time we rode down the street and never seen Hebrew Israelites, but I digress. The sickle symbolizes Saturn, the end of man's relationship with the natural world. So if you do not understand Saturn from an esoteric point of view, and you look at it from an exoteric or a personality point of view, and you try to understand Saturn, it don't matter. You disconnect it. It's like trying to work a computer when it ain't plugged up. Trying to drive a car with no battery in it. In order to understand this whole spiritual thing, you must ground to your spiritual network. And it sounds inconsequential because you haven't done it. But it is inconsequential because Saturn's sickle has created a separation between you and nature. And if you're not connected to nature, you're not a creative being. And so your feelings is all related to Saturn, all related to your root chakra, all related to your sense of being disconnected from Earth. And then when you're mad that you're not connected to your mom, your dad, your boyfriend or husband, you will never connect to other people. That's not your job. You're here to connect to source. This is what we do not understand. And we go to parties, we go out on Saturday, we go to weddings on Saturday to find somebody, when the reality is that we need to find ourselves. To repeat, the true Sabbath is not the observance of the outer day. The outer is but a symbol. The true Sabbath is that of a state of mind which we rest from outer thoughts and doings and give ourselves up to meditation or to the study of things spiritual. Does that make sense? Is that not clear enough? Why would you do that? Because the sickle of Saturn symbolizes the end of your relationship to nature. And you buy into that shit hook, line, and sinker when you say fuck this spiritual shit, essentially. I don't like hood mystic, so I'm not going to meditate. You sound stupid. I'm not the reason that you should meditate. Your soul is the reason that you should meditate. Your feelings of separation, your sadness, your confusion, your inability to have a successful relationship, your inability to not manifest money in your life. Just your overall inability should be your reason to connect. You think that it's cool to be afraid. You think that it's cool to be disconnected, when it ain't nothing cool about that. Sheba, which means Shiva, means in Hebrew, Sheba in Hebrew is saying 7. But that's also Solomon's lover, the black woman from the area of Cush. It's also a well of knowledge and energy. I said it's a black woman, and it's also a well of perpetual knowledge and energy. What if I told you that those two things were the same thing? What if I said that the black woman in your life was a magical entity, and your lack of worship and honor is the reason why your shit is so fucked up? A nigga can say what they want to say about me, but they'll never tell you that I don't honor my wife, fam. They'll tell you all types of shit about me, and it's probably right. But when it comes to my success, I pull no punches, I bear no bones about it. And if you're a man and you want to be successful, you get you a black queen like I got. And that's for a lack of better words, because we can get into the deeper titles if you would like. But I'm talking about a melanated woman that wants to know her soul. Let's just leave it at that. Because if she wants to learn her soul, the world revolves. But the problem is, we read everything with the level of patriarchy and colonialism, so we then tune in to Saturn and Saturn Day, and we Google what Saturn means and things of that nature. But if you get into the realms of Saturn, Saturn is the Roman god who was taken from the Greek god of Kronos. And Kronos was taken from the Titans, the king of the Titans. And then you get into the mythology of Kronos. They say Kronos castrated his daddy, Uranus. Now, if you think that a dude was walking around here with a knife and cut off a man's nuts, then your brain is fucked up. If you think that's the story of a mythology is an allegory and it's a symbol. It ain't nothing else to really decode except the human body. So when you tap into mythologies, they're talking about the human body. So Saturn is your root chakra. Uranus is your pituitary gland, and your pituitary gland functions at the posterior level. Mercury is the pituitary gland at the anterior level. All of this is encoded within Chakra Nova, but I digress. If you look at the pituitary gland, posterior and anterior lobe, it looked like some nuts. It looked like a scrotum. Google it right now. I'll wait. And as they Googling it and they come back, I want y'all to put the emoji of nuts on there. I want a nut emoji if I'm lying that pituitary glands look like nuts. So when Saturn or Kronos, the god of time, when time is a man-made construct, if you were just born and nobody told you about times and days, you would have never created it. But to absorb it means that you absorb in colonialism. Because when you look at a Hebrew calendar, it's a whole different year and it's a whole different day. Meaning that they operating under a whole different set of time. If you look at a Islamic calendar, it's a whole different day and it's a whole different time. They in a whole different paradigm of time, family. So Saturn, at its basic level, when you Googling it, when you searching it, it is the sickle, meaning that it's cutting your nuts off. Cutting your nuts off is cutting off your pituitary gland function. But when you activate Saturn, see, Saturn is the god of karma. It punishes, but it also rewards. Meaning that when you activate your perineum, when you activate your kundalini gland, when you do the meditation, when you study these arts, when you read Chakra Nova, shameless plug, you begin to activate your kundalini. And this is the bee's knees, because you're realizing that you're God. And this is the energy that we need out here in 2021, because it's a lot of... I'm going to keep going. Don't nobody want to be called no punk ass bitch on nobody live, so I ain't going to do that to nobody. Shiva is the lord of Sabbath, the third eye, but also the moon. Moon is La Luna, is a goddess. So it's either Shiva or La Lune or the moon. I'm going to go with the moon and La Lune. I'm going to imagine that Shiva is an archetype of patriarchal masculine energy. All of these masculine mythologies have us tuned in and tapped into human endeavors, when in reality, these are esoteric functions. So Shiva is the moon, is your third eye. Shiva is the Lord of Sabbath. Shiva is the Lord of Yoga, the loosening of the seven seals. My wife would bear witness. Once I got the Shiva book, I bought a Shiva book from the bookstore. I said, babe, we need to start working on our chakras. Am I lying? We need to start working on our chakras. I'm into the Shiva shit. It's chakra time. That was in 2017, baby. And we haven't looked back. Fulfilling the seven chakras. Shiva meant seven. Sheba means Sheba means seven throughout the ancient world. The ancient Hebrew word Sabbath, Sheba, meaning Sabbath, has its roots in Sheba, meaning seven, and Sheba. Sabbath, meaning military lord of hope. Keep this in mind. It's a military act when you disconnect from source. Oh, it's all types of beef and drama. Translates as Sheba, Sheba. The pillars erected to the god in the Torah are named Masiva or Masiba. Both variants use the name Shiva or Siva or Sheba. The pituitary gland look like nuts, y'all. I didn't make it up. So when they say Saturn castrates Uranus, it is simply you being cut off from your pituitary gland functions, fam. Do you not understand that you have a master gland? You have a crown chakra. You have a communicator. You have a Mercury. You can go in-world, out-world. See, they talk about the physical world, and the physical world is the physical world. But let's talk about the spiritual world one time. Can we really get into the spiritual one time? Or are we all in the physical? Real quick, for the people out there in the streets partying this weekend, understand that they keep this energy going because our young people deaf, dumb, and blind. I don't know what's up with their mamas and daddies and family members, but ain't nobody telling these young people to stay in the house at nighttime and do some more esoteric understandings or go out and do more natural stuff. Because this partying and bullshitting and this rolling loud and Lollapalooza ain't it. They're using it against you. They're using it as a weaponized form, and it is these children. It is these children who have no guidance that is perpetuating and pulling humanity into a fall. And I don't know what to fucking do about it. These kids want to go out and have a good time. But understand, the verb of party is have a good time. The noun of party is to separate your ass from your soul. And then when you look at these young people, you like, what the fuck wrong with them? They separated from their soul, and that's just how it is. It's just straight like that. The music, the environment, the actions is not sustaining of tuning in and tapping into your soul. So the young people, if any young people watch this live, watch the post-record, get your young ass on some meditation poses and tune into your root chakra out here in these streets. Fuck these fucking parties, fam. Hey, man, that shit ain't offering you shit, fam. You is not gonna find a good girl. First off, ain't nothing. It ain't even a good time. It's just a waste of time, fam. You need to tune in and tap into your fucking chakras, young man, young sis. Because that's what time it is. And then start a yoga circle with you and your mans in them. And don't be like us old stupid people and do an all-girl thing. No, get the homeboys and the homegirls. Because it's enough all-women shit out here in these streets. Let me stop. Because I'll be saying, I'll do a whole nother video, and I didn't even mean to do it all like that. So, let's tune in and tap in and honor the black women at a deep spiritual level. Let's realize that the black woman is God, and let's point out the niggas who saying that the black woman ain't God. And let's bring them to the forefront and have a conversation. Because this is past emotions, because a lot of dudes is hurt by y'all women. So they filter in they logic and they information due to the fact that y'all separated from y'all goddesshood. And they separated from their godhood. And it's a bunch of hurt people hurting people. I stand on being a man, and I can argue back, ins and outs, ups, downs, esoteric mythology, however you want to do it. The black woman is God. And I'm down to honor her and uplift her into that realization, that reality. Because I understand that even if she doesn't know that she's God. Even if it don't matter. Only fans, only mans, only Zans, I don't care. You don't think women have hurt me? I don't care. Still God. So, God is a spiritual function. It's not a subscriber. It's not a YouTube video. It's not letting motherfuckers know that you're spiritual. It's an internal understanding that can actually shift the paradigm in this world. So I stand in firm understanding that we as men, if we don't do shit today, we find a woman and we uplift them and let them know that they are thought about, that they are loved. And if they ever need some knowledge or guidance, we can't help them. It's very important that y'all tune in and tap into y'all fucking wombs on your own. Stop waiting for a nigga to enlighten you into your spirituality. Because let me tell you, this spiritual shit ain't new. And I talk to women that's in their 50s. And it's fucked up to be blew through and ran through by a bunch of spiritual niggas, and all you got is the stories of hotel rooms and meditating for 5 minutes and he pulling your panties down. Talking about this is the part that I want to get into. Wait a second. That was a real weird statement that I just laid out, but it's the truth. So as much as you can get complimented from a man, don't let it go to your head. Be complimented by your ability to tune into your womb. We got an exciting Columbian Express newsletter coming up this week in reference to that. So be sure to join ColumbianExchange.com. It's a link that comes up when you when you hit the website, a pop-up comes up. If you got on pop-up blocker, take your pop-up blocker off. Go to ColumbianExchange.com. Put in your email address. This Thursday, we got a wonderful newsletter. My wife typed a dope-ass article about womb steaming. You want to read this shit? Exclusive content. Exclusive. Is we doing a sale on Steams this week? Maybe. They got to sign up to see? What do you mean? Okay, all right.
Might be a little vegan recipe in there too.
Some recipes and things of that nature. Oh, we doing a real newsletter. I don't care. But stick around. Stick around. We working with people growing this. Yeah, today is a day of meditation. Every day is a day of meditation. And if you got young kids or you know young kids, get them out these streets, man. Because these streets don't love nobody. And Saturn is an energy that likes to separate souls from their bodies. Okay? These funerals, they not sad places. They like happy, fun, celebratory places because they getting all of your money hand over fist. You understand that? It's a double-edged sword. So I'm about to enjoy the rest of the day, meditating some pussy. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that. I'm gonna meditate. I didn't even mean to say that. Wow. Uplift your black queens, y'all. I mean that without a shadow of a doubt. Stay loyal, stay dedicated, stay true. Never give up on your woman. You understand what I'm saying? Stick it out. Yeah, that's it. Peace.